to be expanding.
Oh, I know.
How's UTVs going? The way it sounded the other day. Kind of the way it sounded. And then I had to decide what to want to do.
All right.
The second meeting.
All right, we'll call the Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, June 23rd. Have you rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Roll call, please, Mary.
Robertson. Here. Overmeyer.
Present.
Burgess.
Here.
Bowman.
Here.
Groves.
Here. Open meetings law will be in effect. It is posted in the back of the room as well as outside in the hallway. Proof of publication for this meeting was in the newspaper June 18, as well as the York County website posted on June 12th. Before us is review and approve the minutes of the June 9th Board of Commissioners meeting.
Move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion regarding, roll call please, Mary.
Bowman.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Overmeyer.
Yes.
And Groves.
Yes. And adoption of the agenda for today.
Move to adopt.
Thank you.
Second.
Perfect. Any discussion on today's agenda? Mary, roll call please.
Burgess.
Yes.
Overmeyer.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Bowman.
Yes.
Groves.
Yes. All right. Now, officials forum. Anybody, any of our future officials that wish to give an update?
Running solo today.
All right.
Good morning.
Morning.
Greg Heine, York County Roads. A little update what's been going on the last couple of weeks. Road top issues, we believe we have the majority of the worst ones covered. Used quite a bit of our rock inventory, but we are continuing with gravel where the roads are thin and whatnot. The last couple of weeks we were made aware of a bridge issue. Turned out to be ours. We weren't sure that it was at first, but we verified that it is. In working with our bridge inspectors and all of their team, engineering and whatnot, we've decided to replace it with a culvert. That's being done today. Yeah, that should be good enough on that. Delivered our motor grader that had been down for several months without an engine in it to Donovan for CAT for putting a reman engine in it here. So that way we'll have a little bit of warranty on it, and delivered that yesterday. So they should be done with that pretty quick. And then the one that was involved in the accident here a few weeks ago, they should be wrapping up on repairs on that. And we should be getting it back in the next week or so. Had a few new hires here recently and training all of them, one of which you'll see in the Thayer area running a motor grader. So we do plan on training one of the other new hires for our motor grader position as well. And well, the other one just got his CDL yesterday. So, yeah. I think that's all the highlights I have. If you got any questions.
Okay. Thank you for that
Thanks.
update. You bet. Have a good day.
Very quick.
Morning.
Morning, Nation 9, Zero Zoning, just letting you know, last semester we were planning the meeting potentially. It is confirmed next zoning meeting next Tuesday at 5:30 here. So as a reminder, the zoning board asking to have you guys invited just to hear how when we go through the regulations. So.
Good. Thanks. Other officials in the room? Anything from the county attorney's office?
No, sir.
All right. Mary?
Went to a workshop. There's some changes, Open Meetings Act. Don't need to have that posted in our room anymore. And some new publishing rules. We can only publish, or if we choose to, we may just publish our meeting times and agendas 3 times a year or 4 times a year, quarterly. So, yeah, that's about it. So you may not see meeting notices in the paper as often.
Very good. All right. Seeing no other officials around that don't have something on the agenda, we'll go ahead and move on. Public forum. If you'd like to speak, please come forward, state your name, and have a 3-minute comment.
Willard Peterson, 514 Road 13. My address is York. I'm a proud resident of the Bradshaw area. Well, I'll try to add one more thing real quick, and that's with this rules about meetings and so forth and publishing what's going on. And I kind of wonder, or maybe I'm not understanding it, but now I wonder how anybody's supposed to find out what's going on and when the meetings are. Just saying. And maybe there's a way to do that or whatever. Okay. I've been thinking about this for ever since the last meeting of the board with the last public meeting about the solar regulations and so forth, and the way that meeting went. And I've been really concerned about that in regards to how this board allowed some of those meetings to get to the points that they did. And I'm referring to some things in those meetings that, in my opinion, came close to slander and other not good words. I am not talking about people's opinions and whether they were excited or not, or how they felt about things. I'm talking about specific words that were used. If you want me to say, well, I already said, I said what they amounted to. Well, you know what? I'm just mad enough, I'm going to say it. You guys allowed in a meeting for people to call people communists and punks and whatever, and you did nothing. Now, in my head, that is not okay in a public open meeting. Again, how people express their, their thoughts and so forth, that's all fine. But when you go to words like that, that really bothers me, and I got a feeling it bothers other people too. I would ask you guys to, because remember, this has been going on for 4 years, and it's not just words. It's other things that happen. I'm only talking about when meetings were in session. Anything else that went on, those things all fine and good, seem to follow the rules of everything as far as organizing and meeting and having signs and stuff. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Once a meeting starts and is in session, you as elected officials are the leaders for all of us in the county. And for 4 years, I don't think you did a very good job of letting people know that, hey, we expect this from you. Now, since all that's happened.
And that is your 3 minutes. Anybody else from the public? All right. We will go ahead and close the public forum and move on down through our agenda. Currently, I don't know of a reason for an executive session, and there are no general assistance cases. Because we've got a number of visitors and we've got a number of things here on the agenda, we're going to just move things around a little bit here. So we will move down here to discuss an act on Moms on a Mission grant in the amount of $100,000.
We got quite a few people here,
You bet.
so. Pull up some chairs. Yes. Oh, okay. All right, so at our, Alex Sadoff, you were County Visitors Bureau, my bad. So at our May meeting on May 20th, we heard from these lovely ladies who would like to put an inclusive park in Henderson. During that meeting, we had a discussion of funding $100,000 and distributed over 2 of our budget years. We do have a couple other projects in the works right now that are larger, so that would kind of help distribute that fund. Our board noted that we have supported similar projects like this, and I will tell you a little bit about that after these wonderful ladies introduce themselves. All right, so
I'm Sydney Morton, Jacqueline Gertzen, Morgan Stutzman, and Shalissa Smith. So we formed this nonprofit group called Moms on a Mission, and our first project is to put this all-inclusive ADA compliant park in Henderson. Currently, Henderson does not have an ADA compliant inclusive park, so we feel like this is a need in our community, not only for current members, but people thinking of moving to the town, people who come visit for community days, and all those other things. Who will benefit, not only kids in wheelchairs and have walkers, but also just younger kids and like 2 years old. The current park that we have in the downtown area, we feel, and other moms in the community feel, is not compliant for even 2-year-olds that don't have a disability. So also kids recovering from injuries, grandparents and caregivers, the flooring for this, they're able to like wheel onto the flooring from the sidewalk instead of having to go through the grass.
Or climb over a
Or
sidewalk.
climb over a
roller
sidewalk.
tie.
Right, yes. Parents with strollers, adults with mobility limitations, and again, families visiting our town. The strategic location, we believe that this park would go really well in the downtown area because that's the only park in town that doesn't have steps for 2-year-olds to get up. It's just, it's more outdated. And we hold a lot of our community events in that park. It's a central location, and we feel like that should reflect our community well. So this park would go well there. And we also have a great pavilion area, and the other side with the event space. And so we just feel like it would be a good addition to that space.
There's already a bathroom.
Yeah, there's already
So that
bathrooms.
doesn't
Yes, it's just their park. And then the second page of the packet, if you have one. Do they have one? Okay. Kind of features the specific items, yes, that we will have that will be ADA compliant for children with disabilities. So those are 4 things that we will actually have in the park. And then the bottom photo is featuring the second section, the part way on the other side. Yep. For children in that specific 5 and under age range. So, and then the next page is the financial breakdown from BERC that we got for this specific structure. And then it says 382, but we bumped it up to 400 as our goal because of inflation. If we don't get all the money this year, then next year,
We also want to add music. So we
Yeah.
also want to add like a little section of music, like where the kids can roll up or walk up.
kind of like what they have at the library.
So also do want to add that.
Very good.
All right, just to talk about a couple other projects that we have funded like this, the board did say this is not kind of our typical, like, this is specifically for our visitors. But we discussed the quality of life impact that this would have and noted that we have done similar community recreation projects. That included a pavilion in Gresham. We donated a large sum to, or had a large grant towards the Peyton Parker Lane Playground. And we helped put in the splash pad in McCool, so.
Very good. And so it was in front of your board, and how did that board meeting go?
It went very well. They voted unanimously to recommend this approval, with that specifically stating over 2 budget years.
And so that would be, just for clarification, you know, there was mention of ongoing fundraising, and then if the project would get pushed, so everything would be in arrears. You know, once the project's going, then we fund it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, all of these grants are on receipts. So having, you know, $50,000 receipts for the 2026, 2027 budget year, and then for the 27, 28.
Sure. Comments, thoughts from the board?
I guess I have a comment. I said, thank you ladies for putting this together. That's definitely something that's long overdue in the city of Henderson. Henderson's been growing. It's in need of this exact type of upgrade. So 100% support for me.
So the board, you know, as Alex said, we did talk about it. We do realize that it's, you know, when you're looking about tourism dollars, it's a gray area.
Sure.
And, but the quality of life, and when you see people want to do better in their towns, well, why wouldn't we help support it? The 2-year deal would be, you know, if they wanted to buy the equipment, start buying it next month, that would be next budget year, and then they'd have to wait till July 1st of, you know, 2027 to get the second half of it. Even though the fund is sitting pretty good, we just had a meeting last week and we're at 350.
And we've got, we still have the York University grant that has not, we haven't taken anything out of. That was $75,000. The Wessel's $22,000. And then we have about $75,000 left for the city auditorium as well.
So, and the funds have been coming in a little bit more, you know, summertime coming in a little bit better. So, yeah, it was a unanimous vote to move forward with the project. The burden's on them now to raising them $300,000. You know, but maybe this seed money helps with that just a little bit.
What's the wishes of the board?
Sounds like a good project, and that's what the funds are for, so.
Make a motion to approve the $100,000 grant spread over 2 budgetary years for Moms on the Mission,
Very good.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Mary, roll call please.
Bowman,
Yes.
Obermeyer.
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Groves.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
Let me give you a whole.
Sorry. Yeah, that would be great.
Thank you.
Village chicken.
It will. We'll just get up there.
Matt and Patrick, ready? All right, so we'll discussing with PACE and Region 5 updates.
Have some handouts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning. My name is Matt Kosick. I am the CEO of APACE. We are Nebraska's largest provider of developmental disability services in the state. We support about 756 individuals with developmental disabilities here in Southeast Nebraska. What I've shared with you, so the glossy booklet here
includes stories and celebrations, stories of celebrations and milestones that have been achieved by the people we support. I can come out and talk all day long about the work we do, but really the people we support are the stars of the show. And so putting them in front of the public is our mission. So just sharing a bit of that is a good thing. So included in the sheet, or included is this printout here that shows information about our local program. So we support about 31 people here in York County. I will point out that our relationship when we support individuals, it's a lifelong relationship, or as long as they'll have us. Individuals have choice in who supports them, and there are 180 other providers in the state of Nebraska doing the same work that we're doing. So they have a lot of choice. But we more than anything appreciate our relationship with the York County Board, as well as all 16 counties and the relationship that we have. As part of our annual report generally comes a budget request, and our budget request is zero. We went away from county funding a couple of years back because our funding is all Medicaid based. So Medicaid follows the individuals. Like I mentioned earlier, if the individuals that we support wanted to move from York to Scottsbluff, they could certainly do that, and that funding follows them wherever they go. I will point out that we are the only DD region in the state that does not request county funds. So we're just situated much better financially than the other providers are. And we felt that was an unnecessary ask of the counties. Without funding, basically what you provide is oversight, and that oversight is worth so much. As a public entity, we stand separately from other providers. I mentioned the 180 providers and the choice that parents have. Since we are a public entity, our books are open, our communications are open, and we're essentially an open book, and that provides instant trust for parents. So thank you for that. And I want to especially thank you, Deb, for joining our board here. You've been on our board for 6 months now, and my goodness, you hit the ground running and have done amazing thus far. So thank you for being part of it. We really appreciate you. Also, thank you for attending our symposium that we held here at the Holtis Center back in April. It was a long day, so I really appreciate you being there all day, but our annual symposium is a celebration of the people we support. So it is kind of like a conference that's led by the individuals we support, and we share, in some ways it's a bit of a talent show, in other ways it's sharing life stories, but ultimately this year we were able to celebrate more people than we've ever been able to. So it was a really, really good time, and thank you for being part of that. I think that's all I have. If there's any questions from you guys, I'm certainly open to answer any.
Anything you want to add?
It's a great, the organization is just ran so wonderfully. Everyone's knowledgeable. I enjoy actually going to the board meetings. I learn so much every time. So I just hope to be able to be that liaison to the county now and give the news.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for what you do and for giving us an update.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
May I approach with some handouts?
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, please, thank you.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Well, good morning. My name is Patrick Kreifels, and I'm the Regional Administrator for Region 5 Systems, the Behavioral Health Authority. I want to say thank you for the opportunity to come and present this morning. Appreciate you taking the time to allow that. And Commissioner Robertson, thank you for your commitment sitting on our board. I know it's extra duties. We do count on you, and you have been
present at all the meetings and very engaged. So thank you very much for that. Region 5 Systems was established out of statute 71808 in 1974. And our mission is to support the wellness and recovery of people in Southeast Nebraska through the ongoing development and coordination of behavioral health system of care. We really envision that people experiencing, affected by, or at risk of mental health or substance use challenges will receive care and enhance their personal well-being. Your first handout, I've walked you through that real quick, is just a picture of Southeast Nebraska, the 16 counties that we are responsible to coordinate those behavioral health services. And you can find York there. You are about 3% of the total population throughout all the counties. You can have this one right here. There's 9,308 square miles in that 16 counties and about 483 people just under that running around. And we make up 25% of the total state's population. That's our allocation of funding that we receive from the legislature, unicameral. We layered on there the poverty rate for you. Funding is a public safety net type of funding. So individuals that have to be financially eligible to receive the services, 0 or very low income, and they have to be citizens as well. Moving forward, your next handout is just a picture of the commissioners. So all of the county elected officials, one commissioner from each county represents our governing board, and Commissioner Robertson sits for York County, and they govern and shape that system of care. A behavioral health advisory committee is a committee that we are required by statute to have and helps recommend and shape the system and identify gaps. And then we meet closely with our policymakers, the senators you can see over there, to help shape some of the legislature. And I'll talk about a few things that passed this last legislature. Moving forward, the legal sheet, this is, you find your county across the top there, York County, and then on the left is the full service name, what we call the system of care. These are the types of services that are available to your constituents should they need them, ranging from substance use to mental health, inpatient, outpatient, emergency, etc. So there was approximately 334 individuals that were served from York County with the funding that you contributed and also state funding. And then we offer HUD housing. We have a contract with Housing Urban Development, about $2 to $3 million. And there's one home here that a person was housed here in York County. The other components of coordination that Region 5 Systems offers are behavioral health disaster coordination. So like the fires that have occurred in Regions 1 and 2, this would be available to your county, and we have employed that throughout our region before. I think the floods, the COVID, the Beaver Crossing, and we'll work with your emergency managers. They know how to activate us if that becomes a need. So I just want to kind of remind you of that. Emergency system coordination, so working closely with law enforcement agencies and entities on understanding what is mental health, the mental illness, what is dangerousness to self or public safety dangerousness, and training them on that, and coordinating and access to hospitals when someone does need to be taken into emergency protective custody. Housing coordination network, so we audit providers. All the services that were on this long sheet are delivered by providers. And I see one of the providers here today, John Day, Blue Valley Behavioral Health. But there's about 13 providers that offer this. We audit them on a regular and consistent basis. And sometimes there are unintentional misbillings, and they do have to pay us back. But that is the accountability that occurs within the system and contracting, auditing. Opioid settlement funds, youth coordination, prevention coordination, making sure that we are campaigning within each of the 16 counties to understand what are the presenting problems and changing and shaping social ideas about what is acceptable and what is not. And I want to talk a little bit about county match. So moving forward in your packet here. So the counties are listed on the left, you can see that, and York County, you can find yourself there. The first column is the 2020 population. Column A is the current fiscal year that we're in. So that is about to end here on June 30th, just in a week or two. And that was our county match, $32,588 for the current fiscal year. The request for next fiscal year starts July 1 and runs through 2027 is the same. So that has stayed flat, that request, no increases. And in fact, over the last 3 years since I've been in this role, it has decreased county funding by 28%. The statutory required county match is $28,198, and that is required to come from local tax. That is embedded in that statute that I referenced before. The additional request is $4,389. And I understand from Commissioner Robertson that you're still working through your budgeting process, and that hopefully you'll find the funds to support that. Any questions about that county match?
So the match statutorily and then the additional request, is there one reason? Because I know that this has been the last couple of years, but it hasn't been all in the past. Is other funding sources going away that's raising that additional request?
Actually, the request has gone down, Commissioner.
But has there always been an additional? I thought it was just the statutory that we always just kind of did.
There's always been an additional request because the minimum statutory doesn't cover all the costs of services or increases inflation. For example, one example is just for us to maintain all the services that the administrative services, we received a 38% increase on our health insurance. So if the state does not contribute additional state general funds, then we do not have increases from the state or from the county. So our alternative is to ask the county for additional funds. For the last 2 fiscal years, there was 10.3 reduction in state general funds and then 15 million the second year in state general funds.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the question.
I don't want to stop you, but we have a 9 o'clock published. So I just want to know how much more, because we can definitely come back to you unless you want to finish now.
I can finish now.
Okay,
It just
yeah, that's
been
fine.
a couple.
Yep, you're fine.
So this is a return on investment. So of your county's investment, 35,000, there has been actual utilization of services by your constituents of 455,000. Research tells us that if you invest in behavioral health services, the return on investment is for every dollar you spend, $3 in savings in the future. And that's based on people going back to work, not utilizing your law enforcement, your county attorneys, et cetera. There is a sequential intercept mapping on June 30th and July 1st, where we're going to talk about, and I think Gary, you're coming to that, I believe.
Correct.
Talking about access to the Lincoln Regional Center and the emergency system. We applied for a SAMHSA grant, $750,000 per year or 5 years to help with the mental health boards and keeping track of individuals. We'll see if we get awarded that in August. And the final service for the Square One is the mental health respite service that is hoping to open in August of this year. That's kind of a summary, and our annual report is in there for your reference. If there are any questions, I welcome them that you may have for me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you also
Appreciate
for what you do, and sorry to rush you there at the end. So I
Perfect.
appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. Good to see you, Deb.
All right, so at this time, we will have a public hearing regarding the reopening of the 2025-2026 fiscal budget. So to walk a little bit through what we are seeing. So the reason for reopening this budget, there was 2 funds that expenditures exceeded what we had envisioned for budgeted expenses. Regarding the 2605 Community Development Block Grant, we did budget for the projects that we were aware of. That was the Four Corners remodel project. However, there were unanticipated administrative fees that had to be paid out of that fund. So this is to rectify that and have the authority to pay those administration fees. Being that we were doing that, State Institutions Fund, 1,700. This is the EPC fund where the EPCs are paid out of. Those again, we don't know from year to year that we do our best to find a middle of the road and hope that we don't go over on what EPCs we have to pay for. This year, they were higher than anticipated, and so this will allow the authority to cover those expenditures. Did I cover mainly what
Yeah.
we're looking at?
You're very gracious about the first one. The $35,934 was, an error on the budget committee, missing that fee that needed to be paid to send. So it was something that we already had the money, we've already paid it. It just, we missed it in giving it the budget authority. Just a mistake that happened. And the state institutions, as you remember, we had kind of changed the way we were doing business this last year. Instead of, finding out that the rooms that were already taken in Lincoln, we went to a different course, and that course, I believe, has been able to do some good things for us, but it comes with additional costs too. And so that was the time to get it back. And so that 4,000, that as you read the resolution, that builds that fund up to have a $10,000 reserve, as we anticipated to have. So yeah, that should take care of, not to confuse things with the budget authority we have to do. This is just this piece of it today.
Correct. So this is a public hearing. So anybody from the public that would like to comment, criticism, support, suggestions, observations relating to the opening of the 2025-2026 budget, feel free to come forward at this time. Seeing no one get up, I'll ask again if there's any public comment regarding the budget process. And seeing no one get up, we will close the public hearing. All right, so before us is discuss and act on amendments to the 2025-2026 budget by resolution. So basically, this resolution states that whereas 1,700 State Institutions Fund in York County anticipated to have a greater than budgeted expenditure by approximately 4,000, and whereas 2605 Community Development Block Grant anticipated to have greater than budgeted expenditures in fund by approximately $35,934.04. It additionally says the originally adopted budget expenditures cannot be reduced during the remainder of the current fiscal year. Additional costs that were incurred and paid for are being funded by additional grant receipts and a transfer from the inheritance tax fund to the 1,700 fund. So basically that 4,000 in the 1,700 will come from inheritance. The 35,934 was grant receipts that we already received into that block grant, Community Development Block Grant Fund. So I would look for a motion regarding this resolution.
Move to approve resolution to amend our 2026 budget.
Thank you.
Second,
Thank you. Any further discussion?
and just add to it, Daniel, that the first time in 12 years that I've been sitting up here that we've had to do this. So it doesn't happen here very often.
Right.
So that, and for the only dollar amount of 4,000, it isn't too bad compared to some of the counterparts we get, talked to across the state. So, it happened. State statutes allows us to reopen it. And obviously we went through all the publications and nobody had a comment. So
Yep.
I guess they feel comfortable with what we're doing.
All right, Barry, roll call, please.
Bowman,
Yes.
Obermeyer.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Robertson
Yes.
and Groves.
Yes. All right, while we are on budget, we will discuss and act on changes to budget authority in the general fund by resolution. So what this does is, as you'll remember, the general fund, the 100 fund, within there, each function has a budget authority. So each office has to stay within that authority. This year, we tightened up the 622. Well, we actually expanded it, but as we know, we tightened everything else up. That was one that's county court. So all of our court-appointed counsel comes out of there. And this year, we had a very large amount. Next year will be a very large amount again, but that we'll discuss during next budget process. So within that 100 fund, we can move the authority around without changing the budget. So we need to do some of that so that there's a few other funds that had some unexpected expenditures, and so we need to cover those as well. So we're taking 5,000 authority from 601 and giving it to 622, 30,000 from 602 to 622, 7,500 from 603 to 622, 16,000 from 605 to 622, 20,000 from 607 to 622, 15,000 from 610 to 614, 15,000 from 621 to 614, 10,000 from 645 to 622, 6,000 from 651 to 614, 2,000 from 671 to 614, 10,000 from 733 to 622, 28,000 from 803 to 622, $5,500 from 970, split to go to 652 and 625, and 47,000 from 980 to 622. So that 614 gets 38,000, 622 gets 173,500, 625 gets 500, and 652 gets 5,000.
I assume the split is halfway.
It actually is 5,000 to 652 and 500 to 625.
Perfect.
So unless there's questions regarding that, I would look for a resolution to move the budget authority as stated.
I'll move to adopt a resolution to
Thank you.
change budget authority as stated previously.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Burgess,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Obermeyer.
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
and Groves.
Yes. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and do we need to do a funding transfer for on the revenue side?
Isn't it taken care of now
In
in
the resolution.
in the vendor claims?
You covered that in the vendor, on the revenue,
We haven't done the vendor.
no, correct.
Your
So-
your journal entries and transfers, aren't we taking care of that during the vendor claims now?
Yes, the budgeted,
For area and aging or transit, did we
That
have
we
to,
would have to do the transfer in the budget, well, not the budget, in the funding
the
Oh,
funding
yeah.
transfers?
transfer.
Yes. Okay, we can
And
go
that
back
we
to
can
that.
clean up. whatever.
All right, so let's go ahead and have Blue Valley come forward, discuss annual Blue Valley reports. Morning.
Morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for allowing me to come present to you today. My name is Sherry Weber. I'm the CEO for Blue Valley Community Action, and I have Heather Lytle, who is our administrative director, here with me as well. She helps prepare all these documents. I do have two different reports to share with you. I'm going to spend a limited time on those. I would rather spend a little bit of time sharing with you some challenges that we've had with funding this past year, and then also some new programs and grant funding that we are going after as well. So I'll just kind of touch on the reports a little bit. I also want to thank Joe. He has joined our board and has been a great addition to our board. It's nice to have a young perspective on our board and bring some new, fresh ideas. So we do appreciate him. I also like to just remind you that Blue Valley serves 9 core counties, York being one of those core counties. And then we have limited services in an additional 9 counties. We also have around 30 to 35 programs that we offer, comprehensive services, and our mission really is to help low-income individuals. We like to meet their basic needs and then work towards helping them grow, helping them become self-sufficient over time. And then the other part of our mission is to work collaboratively in our communities. We try to work with other service agencies so that we're not duplicating services, but instead to bring our funding together to better serve our communities. Last year, Blue Valley assisted 7,867 individuals. So poverty is unfortunately still prevalent in our communities. That number decreases a little bit. In 2024, we served 8,060 individuals. We really look at ourselves as not giving a handout, but giving a hand up. We want to help individuals, like I said, we want to stabilize their situation, but then we want to work with them through case management so that they can overcome those challenges and become self-sufficient over time. Poverty looks different for each individual, so some individuals might need help just for a short amount of time, and others may enroll in our programs and be enrolled for sometimes up to 18 months to 2 years, depending on what their situation is. We had 6,121 individuals enroll in goal-setting programs, so having somebody do case management with them. And of those individuals, 97% achieved one or more goals. So we have those case managers checking in with them on a regular basis, kind of helping them see their progress towards those goals, see if they need to maybe change something or make adjustments so that they can be successful. The other part I'd like to point out is our volunteers. In York County, Jennifer Hari is our Family Community Development Coordinator, and she oversees York County and Polk County. So she splits her time, a minimum of 2 days at each county. And so if it wasn't for our volunteers, we wouldn't be able to keep our thrift store open. Our thrift store here in York is one of our largest and brings in, on average, about $5,000 a month in revenue. We use that revenue to pay for an aid and then to cover costs of the facility. Any remaining funds that we have for that would then come back then to the clients and utilize that way. We had 593 volunteers last year donating 28,000 hours of their time. And so very successful. Our volunteers here help with food pantries. They help with the intake of donations and sort through them to make sure that the donations we're putting in our stores are of good quality. They also volunteer their time at our Head Start Center in the classrooms. We have some foster grandparents, so that allows our children to have more one-on-one time with adults to help them be successful in their learning adventures, and it just really helps us to have those volunteers. Last year, Blue Valley secured a little over $16 million in funding. About 72, almost 73% of that is through federal grants. And that has been a little bit of a challenge with the administration. We have been zeroed out of the budget. We've had some people on our network go to DC and advocate for us. We've worked with Congressman Flood, and we're able to get back into the budget. Some of our grants have taken some cuts in funding. Our community service block grant funding, which is we call it our core funding, we utilize those funds to cover programs that the grant funds don't cover the full operational costs. And so that was zeroed out, then it was put back in, then we were awarded the funds, but the funds were not released. And so we had to make some kind of tough decisions for a little bit because we do use those funds to support a lot of our programs. So last year, during Christmas and New Year's, we did an organizational shutdown. We informed our clients a month or two in advance that we were going to be closed during that week. Our staff either chose to use their PTO or take that time without pay. So that was a way that we worked to save some funds. It also brought down our fringe benefit costs. We also, in Saline County, we had 2 facilities with our programming, and we closed one of our facilities and moved all of our programming into one facility to save on rent, utilities, that type of thing. Polk County, we are currently, we graciously found somebody in the community to allow us to rent. We own the facility in Osceola, and to rent very, very minimal amount. And so we moved to Stromsburg there, are in the process of trying to sell that facility again in an effort to save some money. So we are trying to be as frugal as we can with the funds that we have. We are also looking at different funding grants that maybe we haven't gone for before to provide services in our community. Our health services program was just awarded a rural health grant. And so we will be working with individuals and doing assessments to hopefully catch any chronic diseases that they may have, high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, that catch that at an early stage so that we can educate them on how to make improvements to their health, and then also connect them with any medical providers if they don't have a medical home. That program is actually going to start July 1. So we will be doing assessments in our WIC program and then at our family community service centers. Then we have our housing program is also going after some new funding. We have in the past received HUD funding for housing counseling, and that is a pre-purchase counseling program. So we help individuals become be better qualified to get a loan for to purchase a home. So that might be anything from helping them with budgeting to helping reduce any debt that they have, increase their credit scores, just understanding the process of what you have to have them to be able to purchase a home. HUD has changed their focus. They are no longer funding that program. We have seen great successes with it and have been able to help low-income individuals purchase homes. So we are going to try to continue that program through private funding. But HUD has changed their focus to a disaster preparedness funding, and so we are going after that. If funded, we will be able to do disaster preparedness workshops, help people to be prepared for tornadoes, hailstorms, so that hopefully they don't have to use those FEMA funds. moving forward is kind of the concept behind that. We are also going after 2 different fundings for radon, lead reduction. Radon in this area is very high. And so we're applying for a federal home loan bank radon reduction program. We would go in and do the assessment of the home. If it does have high radon, then we would actually be able to go in and do the remediation part of it. There are other programs in the counties that do the assessment, but there's not funding for the remediation part. And so we are writing that grant in hopes of being able to assist 75 homes throughout our area. And then we are also writing a Healthy Homes grant. Same concept. It looks at lead hazards, mold, allergens, pests, and carbon monoxide. So same thing, we would go in and test and then be able to remediate. And we would do that through our weatherization program that are already in the home. So it'd be just additional testing to try to help those programs. The last report is our impact report for York. So this data is specific to York County. York County, according to the U.S. Census, Quick Facts has a population of about 14,564 individuals with a poverty rate of 9.1%. So that's about 1,300 individuals in York County living in poverty. Last year, Blue Valley actually served 1,558 individuals. I looked at it before I came in. 20% of the clients that we serve are from York County. That's the second highest. Saline County is 27%. Most of the others are 15 or 10% or below. We see a lot of food insecurity. Obviously, food prices are continuing to increase. We had 1,922 nutritious food boxes go out to 609 families. Normally, I want people to understand when we do a food box, it is not enough food for the family for the month. It is a supplemental box. So it only helps support, to help get them through that month. We try to limit how many times people can come get a food box. Again, if they come in for that, we want to see what other programs can we connect them to and do that deeper dive into what's going on in their situation so that we can help them become stable. In York County, we have the Walmart Feeding America program, and we distributed 76,000 pounds of food last year. That program does not have income limitations. So we are seeing not only low-income individuals coming out for that food, but also those who are above the poverty guideline coming out and needing that assistance. We have the Can Caravan that's coming up this Friday here in York County. We also Blue Valley is celebrating 60 years. And so we had a celebration, a carnival for children back in May. The weather was a little chilly, but we still had a great turnout for that event. So we're very excited about that. The last thing I want to share with you is Blue Valley is also in the process of conducting a community needs assessment. We do those every 3 years. We are actually partnering with Public Health Solutions, which serves 5 of our other counties, to reduce the cost of the assessment because it's quite pricey. So next year, I will be able to bring you the results of that community needs assessment. There is a survey open to the public that is listed on our website and also on our Facebook page. I would encourage you or anybody that you know to take that. It just gives us an opportunity to learn more about what the needs are in your individual county. I am requesting financial support in the amount of $11,000. That is the same amount that we requested last year. I don't think I mentioned it. For every dollar that Blue Valley brings in, 89 cents of it goes back into our clients' care and into our communities. We try very hard to keep our administrative costs low and to use those grant funds as they're intended, which is for the people. We use your county funds, again, to support those programs that fall short with the grant funding. I went over a lot of information.
Yeah, right.
Do you have any questions for me?
Questions? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. John, you've been waiting patiently. I do have a 9:30 coming up, so it's a few minutes, but if you want to present quickly, that's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, very good.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm John Day. I'm the Executive Director of Blue Valley Behavioral Health. at Blue Valley Behavioral Health. We provide outpatient mental health and substance abuse services over the Region 5 area. We have 11 different offices. We cover 16 counties, and one of our offices is here in York. I always like to start off the meeting by telling you thanks for providing support in the amount of $5,000, which has helped us continue our expansion of substance abuse services. This past year, our fiscal year will be ending at the end of the month, just same as yours, but we'll be treating about 240 individuals for substance abuse. It's about a 20% increase from last year. Overall, in our York office, besides substance abuse, we do mental health and med management as well. And we're going to be serving right around a little over 840 people this year, which is a 10% increase from last year. And so when we serve over 800 people a year, close to 900, we're serving about 10% of the community members here in York. So that means almost 1 out of 10 people in York are coming in for our behavioral health services, which is a testament to the need, but also the opportunity that we're able to meet here and provide the variety of services we do here. So for this upcoming year, I appreciate your continued support of the same amount, $5,000, which helps us continue our support of our substance abuse services. And I'd like to be able to answer any other questions.
Comments or questions?
Did you send that, John?
Yes.
Report?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
All right. Being that it is right at 9:30, we'll recess and convene as the Board of Equalization. We'll have roll call, please.
Robertson.
Present.
Obermeyer.
Present.
Burgess.
Here.
Bowman.
Here.
Gross.
Present. Again, open meetings law is in effect and posted in the back of the room. Proof of publication and posting notice is available. Before us is review and approve minutes from the May 26th Board of Equalization meeting.
Move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Perfect. Any discussion? Mary, roll call, please.
Bowman.
Yes.
Obermeyer.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
And Gross.
Yes. Adoption of today's agenda.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Perfect. Any discussion on the agenda? Mary, roll call, please.
Bowman.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Obermeyer.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
And Gross.
Yes. And public forum for Board of Equalization. Any that would like to speak, come forward for a few minutes. Seeing none get up, we'll close the public forum and move on through our agenda. So we have before us discuss and act on application of exemption for motor vehicle taxes for Epworth Village, 2006 Ford passenger van. And again, the treasurer has marked that this be a recommendation of approval. I believe this was a new purchase. I'm trying to see if I can figure that out. This doesn't say for sure, but. Registration date or date of acquisition is listed here at 5/26/26. Vehicle listed is used to provide services to children, youth, and families.
Chairman, I move for approval of the exemption as approved by the York County Treasurer.
Thank you.
Second.
Perfect. Roll call, please.
Obermeyer.
Yes.
Bowman.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gross.
Yes. All right. Next up, discuss and act on personal property penalty protest. Do we know if this individual was going to be here?
I don't think so.
Very good. All right, so I believe that was included in our packet. Kurt and I and Gary had communication the last couple days regarding this. Do you want to give a brief overview on what we're looking at?
Yeah, so this, in Kurt Bulger, New York County Assessor, this individual filed their personal property return after the deadline of May 1st. So anything filed after May 1st, there's a 10% penalty assessed to the taxes that will be due in December, not the value of the taxes. Then anything on or after July 1st will have a 25% penalty on the taxes. So this individual filed their return, looks like on June 5th of this year. We sent them the the notice of penalty and interest. We gave that to them when they came in and filed. And his interpretation of the 10%, when you look on that form there, it says 10% of the taxes due on the value added after May 1st. So, but this gentleman, the way he was interpreting it was he didn't add anything new from the previous year. So he didn't acquire anything in 2025 to report in 2026. Therefore, he felt that he shouldn't be penalized because he didn't add anything. The way the rules and regs agreed on that is any return filed by the assessor or the taxpayer or value added by the assessor or taxpayer to a return previously filed between May 2nd and on or before July 31st of the year in which the property was required to be reported shall have a penalty of 10% of the tax due on that value added. I did reach out to the Department of Revenue as well. And while that, everyone's required to file every year. So while it's in our system, say if you filed personal property, 3 years ago and it's still depreciating, it's still in our system, but nothing's been filed yet. So you have to actually come in, sign the return, file that with us, and then that's when it's added to the tax roll. So essentially, the tax roll starts over with nothing on it until you file those returns with us. And so that's, I think, where the confusion was there with that and his interpretation of that language on that form. And he does admit too that he came in and after the deadline to file it as well.
Yeah.
So. And from a board perspective, also, the board cannot waive or change penalties unless there was a mistake in calculating it.
So it was, reading the statute, reading the form, I can see where he's coming from. But when you provided that in, if out of that rules and regs book, it was the next sentence that really showed that, there, while I can understand that there was some confusion, the directive from the Department of Revenue says that we have to, for purposes of this regulation, value added shall include the total taxable value of a return filed between May 2nd and July 31st. And so their interpretation and direction is that we have to charge the 10% on taxes.
And I reached out to other assessors too, and they've had this come up in their counties before. And they've reached out to the Department of Revenue to change the wording on that form,
Sure.
so it's not
Right.
interpreted differently. And
Added is
so
not complicated.
we'll be pushing again for that this year. So
Okay. So basically, we just needed a motion on action of what the board's wishes are to do with this protest.
So Kurt, if we don't have the right to change it, it says in state statute it shall be imposed. Is this just part of the process that they can protest to us, we deny, and then do they have another step then? Can they go to Turk?
I guess they probably could. I'm not sure on that regard. There's always due process involved, as there should be when it comes to things like this. I'd have to double check on that one to make sure. But
okay.
What's your wishes?
I'll move to deny this protest on personal property.
Second.
All right. Any comments or questions? Mary, roll call please.
Burgess,
Yes.
Obermeyer,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
and Bowman,
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes. Okay, so, over under report. We have two of them. So, I think they were in front of us. I don't know if there's anything that you want to call out on them. If not, we'll see if there's any questions that anybody from the board has on any of them.
These are just individuals that reached out to us here since the change evaluation notices went out.
Yep.
And after visiting with them, we found some discrepancies in our system versus what was actually there. So it's a nice way to be able to fix things that doesn't involve
Right.
protests.
Sure. So if
And I'll touch on mine just a little bit.
Okay.
It seems out it's public and,
Yep.
and, you know, I had the same thing. I own a small lot next to my lot here in town. Never thought about it for years. And, you know, then through the changing of value this year, you know, I talked to Kurt about it just a little bit. We combined it into one and we was able to rectify my problem. And I see there was another one or two on the over under list too. So obviously, rather than getting upset, which we have a right to do, come in and sit down and visit with it. And it looks like we had an opportunity. And Kurt, I appreciate the notes on the side too about, you know, what took place, you know, brief, but, you know, we can understand what's driven to that.
So, if we take up the main one first here, total change of a negative $61,337. What's the wishes on this over under report?
Move to approve over under report.
Thank you.
I would second that.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Bowman,
Yes.
Obermeyer,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes. All right, so then we have the second over under report with Commissioner Obermeyer's property, a change of an addition of $1,336. What's our wishes on this one?
Move to approve over under report.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Bowman,
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
and Obermeyer abstain.
Abstain. Well, thank you.
I was asking. I was asking.
We're thinking alike.
Yeah. All right, so now at just slightly past scheduled time here for some property protest hearings. So first up, we have Denise and Lance Stewart.
I gotta go first.
You can come on up, yep.
All right.
So the clerk will swear you in, and then we can go into the protest. Kurt, do you want to be sworn in?
Yeah, I should be too.
Okay, yep, and you want to just once and throughout the property protest
Good for the season.
season? Okay, so you want to do him first?
Let's do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I did.
Okay, very good. And
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
all
So I
right,
sit or stand or?
if you, whatever you're most comfortable with, you can sit, that's fine. If you would just state your name and address and then talk us through your protest.
My name's Denise Sir. Our current address is 616 East 4th Street in York, Nebraska, but we're on, have a purchase order, or purchase contract on property 821 East 12th Street, which is what we're protesting for.
Perfect. All right, the floor is yours.
Oh, well, I filled out a thing. I would just, I know the valuations are, you know, from the last few years of sales. I was just trying to get the house that we are purchasing
the valuation for coming up for 2026 is so much higher than we're purchasing the house for. And usually it's based on the property. So that's why we're trying to at least, either, I think even last year, we're purchasing the property for 176.5. And right now, the 2025 valuation is 176,911. So it's similar, but then for 2026, the valuation went up to 194,000. So it's a little bit higher than we're even purchasing. So we were just trying to get it more to where our purchase price or current market value is. And I did, I did bring a few of the comps for the area and stuff, and and most of theirs are pretty on track to where they're selling for. So, yeah, we were just trying to get it to more what, market value is currently. That's all I have to say.
All right, very good.
And I didn't know if you need this paper too that I brought, or that little chart of the other
Yep.
properties.
Yep, that's fine. You
Do I
can
give it
submit
to
it
you?
to us. That'll be fine. The more information we have, the better. So,
Yeah, I just have to.
okay. Yep.
Did you meet with Kurt's office to make sure everything on the property card was correct?
Yeah.
You said the purchase price was 176.5.
Yes.
I was writing this down. And reading the valuation request, you're actually requesting 165.
Well, at that time, I would just put in that, because usually usually it's a little lower than like the purchase price or the price of the house. So I didn't know what the limits were, but I would be fine with that recommendation. I'm almost fine with what it was already currently too. But that's at least pretty close to us. It's still a little above. And some of the current evaluations on the chart I gave you, some of them are above anywhere from 600 to 5,500. But then there's one of the property values, their valuation is 14,000 below what it sold at currently. I mean, these are all houses that sold since February, March, May, and June. So they're all within the last few months.
And is that new information? Right,
Yeah.
we don't have that in here.
No, this was good.
So, Mary, does she have the opportunity, if she wanted to change the requested value, does she have the opportunity to do that yet? Or,
You can, it's before June 30th. Couldn't she change it? Don't see
to
her
allow her to do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So do I either fill out a form again or just change it to?
I would say just afterwards at the clerk's office, if you want to just submit a revised protest form
Okay.
with the sale price or whatever it is that you decide you want to
Okay.
have on there.
And I didn't know if you guys just have your own recommendations or whatever, same
Sure.
thing. I thought
Yep.
that there's.
Yep, so basically the process, you come before us, you submit the information, we'll review it, Kurt will review it, Kurt gives us another recommendation, and then we'll take action in July. And then you'll get a notice. If you disagree with the action of the board, then you do have the chance to appeal it to the state. Any other comments? Okay, very good. We'll take it from there. Yeah, if you want to just step over there, tell them you need a new property protest form and fill that back out.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, perfect.
And then I'll let you. Oh, I was just gonna get copies here. Thank you.
Good morning.
How do you do?
Doing quite well. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. As soon as Mary comes back, we'll have her swear you in.
strange to be on this side.
Well, you always sat there,
Well,
just in a different role.
All right, could you swear Ann in, please?
And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right. Even though we know you, we'll have you state your
My
name.
name is Ann Charlton and I live at 620 East Second Street in York.
Thank you. All right, go ahead.
I'm protesting two properties today. Lot 3 of Charlton Sub is a floodplain lot, and it's, with all the rain we've had in the last week, it's mostly underwater. So I'm asking that the value be changed. It's on a gravel street, and there are no public utilities to the lot. There is no water and no electricity. So I'm asking, I did a figure on, you see the attached, I did figure out using the tier chart that Mr. Bogren has created and developed a lot value of $41.38 versus the $40,563 it was. That's a big jump. Last year it was 4,000 something, now it's 40,000.
Questions of Ann on this property?
Beg your pardon?
Sorry, I was just wondering if the board had questions of you on this one. Okay, and you want to go ahead and talk about the other one?
Okay. Now, lot 1 is the lot where I live and contains the house and a large area of vacant land. At one time, the property where I live was a gravel pit, as was Foster Park. And that whole area in there has been filled in with fill, block, cement, whatever else the city had to dump in there. And I'm wondering how readily a new property could be built on that slope that's coming down from the west side of my house. I'm wondering if maybe an adjustment cannot be placed on that for the topography. There is a railroad right-of-way that goes across the back of the property from from 2nd Street, all into the back, all along the back side of that property. The water that is at the bottom is piped from the house. The turnoff is in the house. It's not a very favorable lot for building, so I would like to have an adjustment on the land from 38,368.07 to 25,806. Making a total value of 197,388.
This is your property here where you live.
This is where I
right?
live,
Where you-
yes. There are 3 lots there that are Charlton, so they're not really marked very well. Lot 1 is to the front on the far north side. The middle lot is Dale's lot. There's a barn on that. And then my lot is the long lot that goes from, let's see, 2nd Street clear back to the sheds that are in the back. And it goes uphill.
2nd Street goes uphill.
Well, so does East Avenue. All that water comes down to my area. Rain is nice, but not in the lot.
And did you have any comparables at all?
I could not find any vacant land sales in the floodplain. I checked with a couple of realtors, they did not have any either. So I could not give you any comparables. And I'm okay with the house value, it's just that part of the lot that is probably not buildable.
Yeah, and so for the first one, you said you had a floodplain adjustment was the adjustment you made. What was the specific adjustment you made for the second one?
Topography, I think, is it?
Oh.
Slope.
Yeah, okay.
There's a picture with lot 3, I think, that shows the grass area. And we tried to get the water standing in the pasture, but I couldn't get, I didn't want to go out and tear up well, I wasn't going to go out there anyhow, but there is water standing in that area.
Yep.
Other questions? All right, very good. We will take this info and review it with Kurt.
But since I'm retired, I am home. You can catch me.
Okay, all right, very good. All right, we have one more in front of us, Lowell Siebert.
Okay.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. We'll have Mary swear you in and have you state.
All right.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, and we'll just ask.
Thanks for
name and
emailing me or calling me yesterday. I've never protested anything
Sure.
before, so I didn't realize there would be this many people.
No worries.
A little
If I-
nervous.
If I could just have you state your name and address
Okay,
first.
yeah, Lowell Siebert, 1110 North Shore Lane in Henderson.
Thank you. And then, yeah, just tell us
So,
what you're.
yeah, I bought a vacant lot at the end of our street that is like 64 feet wide and 180 feet long, basically to protect our neighborhood from somebody just trashing it at the end of our street. And so it's a 64-foot lot on a corner. It'd be very difficult to develop that or build because of the setback. So I just bought it basically for that reason. I paid $4,500 for it 4 years ago. And now the proposed valuation is $38,500. And I know that the county has taken kind of an arbitrary plan to value lots in Henderson, vacant lots, and they use a square foot number, which doesn't apply to every lot. I think the statute clearly states market value, if I've read it right, and not some method of just square footage. The new lots in Henderson on the west side of town are now selling for 18 to 29,000, and those are premier lots, and mine is not. So I feel like each lot should have its own value and not a square foot. I know I'm not going to try and change the whole system, but going from 45, almost 10 times higher in 4 years seemed a little, it was valued at 15,000 some odd dollars when I bought it, and I thought I could live with that. But then when it doubled last year and now another 10,000 this year, I thought it'd be worth at least mentioning, so. Okay.
Questions?
Any, the same as, no other comparables.
You know, there are vacant lots that sell in Henderson. I can't remember the last one. I think you'd have to go back at least 4 years when I bought mine to find a comparable. And that's what's so difficult. And I understand it's difficult to value those, but I think if it's based on market value, it'd be on what a lot has sold for. And that's my point, I guess, is just not every square foot of every lot is the same in Henderson. You know, there are premier lots, there's others, so.
That's all I've got, unless somebody has a question. Okay, make it quick.
Yeah, very good. All right,
All right.
we will review and then, yeah, we'll make a decision in, July.
Okay.
And then you'll get notice. If you disagree with us, then you have the option to take it to the state.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Well, thank you, guys. Oh,
Do
yeah.
you know what the setback is in the city of Henderson?
I think it's 20 feet. And so if I have a 64-foot lot, you're
And from both.
from both sides. Yeah, so it's not a potential sale for, yeah, we don't have a lot of tiny houses, so yeah, it would be difficult to sell. There is a property next door that if I ever decided to sell it, I suppose they might be interested, probably for 4,500. So, all right, thank
Okay,
you.
very good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thanks for your time.
All right.
Kurt, can I ask Kurt? a
Yeah,
question?
for sure.
Kurt, when I'm trying to put the pin in, the property ID, it's not coming up as finding the search. Just so, as we go through these, we search there.
Yeah, search, yeah. So in the,
And this is.
Yeah. It popped up for me.
Unless I've got a wrong number.
you can also search by Seabird too. 930.
93014. I think I see what it is. I think I got it here. I'm fine.
All right. We will adjourn as Board of Equalization unless there's other comments or questions. Okay, we'll reconvene as the Board of Commissioners, but let's take a quick little recess first. Yeah.
Not a lot, they're not, they're gonna take some, so, they're like, well, might as well get this done before. No. We would like to move, we wanted to move. Oh, no, I want it all done before we go in there. But, we wanted to do it in July. I don't know. I'm packed, you have to see my house now. Totes, totes, the whole bedroom is totes and a bed. I'm packing things I don't need to live every day.
Right.
And then oh, I throw. Okay, oh, matter of fact, okay, my cargo van, here, filled it completely, all the way to the ceiling, every inch of it. I drove to Kelly's house the other day. Cause I asked them all ahead of time. They moved here with algebra.
They are on our
The kids had all just
network.
left. So I got a lot of their stuff. We just put everything in a system.
Some of the systems.
And so when
They did the equipment.
all this
This
kind of
was
stuff.
necessarily part of
It's in the
it.
storage, and it's been sitting there for 30 years. So I told them, this is yours,
This,
we want it, I'm gonna bring it over. I built the full van.
and then
Kelly's house,
we get,
and it's kind of her place, it's not really central. Everybody can go there and get what they want.
but this is.
That helps. That helps a lot to get rid of
Yeah.
that. But then I've got. You find it. Didn't even know, never seen it before.
Right. Next Tuesday? For some reason I had in my head, he said in 2 weeks.
That's
have a meeting that night.
right.
Thursday.
That's what we came up with.
All right, we will come out of recess and carry on down our agenda. So we have a couple items here that Lori's been patiently waiting. So we'll have her pop up here and go through those. So first up, discuss an act on subaward between City of Lincoln and York County.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, this is our annual sub-award agreement so that we can continue providing services on the aging services part of the business. Sorry, did I need to say Lori Byers, York County Aging and York County Public Transportation. So it's basically requires the signature of the county clerk and the board chair. And I've marked the space where that would be signed. And I've sent it over to the county attorney for review, so.
Nothing popped out at you.
Really good.
And this is money that we receive from them to provide services, correct?
Right.
Same amount, if I remember right, is it the same as last year? Or was that the next one here?
I believe it is the same amount as last year, I think, on both of them. so.
Okay, great. All right. Thoughts, comments, questions?
The question will be, will they're asking the same amount?
Right.
Do you move to approve the subaward between the City of Lincoln and York County?
Second.
Thank you. Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Bowman,
Yes.
Overmeyer.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Gross.
Yes. All right, and then we also have discuss an act on 5311 program agreement between York County and INDOT.
Yes, again, this is the supplemental agreement. Usually they do a 2-year plan, and this year they broke it down into 1-year plans. And so this is for the second half of the 2-year plan for the second year. And They're looking at doing a federal share of 116,222, a state share of 42,359, and our local match would be the same as the state match.
And
I will reprint page 1 because I got something on page 1, but that's not the signature page.
And again, same, our match was the same last year, is that correct?
Yes, but we'll see if they give us any supplement. And they have sometimes, and depends on whether or not they have any. And then if they do, that will come towards the end of the fiscal year.
And Lori, do you sign it or does?
He would sign it,
Okay.
the board chair.
All right. Thoughts, comments, questions on this one?
And then after I get these signatures back, then I will send them in for them to sign, and then I will send a copy of the completed one back to Mary.
I'd move for approval of the NDOT agreement, 5311, and allowing the chairman to sign.
Second.
Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Overmeyer.
Yes.
Bowman.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
And Gross.
Yes.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
very good.
Leave these with me.
Okay. So let's step back up to the top of our agenda and review and approve payroll and vendor claims for today.
Move to approve payroll and vendor claims.
Thank you.
Also.
Perfect. Any discussion on the claims today? Roll call.
Bowman.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Overmeyer.
Yes.
Gross.
Yes. All right. Funding transfers. So we did take care of some of those today, and then we do need to do a funding transfer for helping out.
The aging.
1,300. Fund
Yes.
1,300 needs to get $15,000 transferred from inheritance to the basic. The budget was fine, the budget authority was fine, the revenue did not come in as anticipated, and so we will need to make up that shortfall. The expenses of the meals and everything, and that will be another one that during the budget process we'll have to get cleared up, but the expenses were there and expenses keep going up, and we had a line item in there of donations. We was probably a little bit too aggressive on the donation line item because they just didn't come in, and so we have to make up that shortfall. So I would recommend that transfer of 15,000, and the reason we're doing it this way is because the funds cannot share that. They can share the money, but we have to do it through the resolution, whereas when we transfer budget authority and 100 fund, we all share them funds together. So this has to be done this way. So I would move to adopt a resolution to move 15,000 from inheritance to fund 1,300, which is aging.
Second.
Perfect. Any comments or questions on that? Roll call, please.
Overmeyer.
Yes.
Bowman.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gross.
Yes. And we verified we took care of all the rest of the transfers that we need to do for this budget year.
The reappraisal
reappraisal is not.
Yeah, we have not done that one. So the reappraisal was 150,000 from inheritance to reappraisal.
It was an odd amount, so it wasn't.
150,000, 151,000,
Yep, that much.
That much?
$150,151.24. And we didn't expend that much out of reappraisal. We will be spending out of there for the commercial reappraisal that we've, the contracts that we've entered into with Vanguard. So we can either do them now. We will eventually need money in that reappraisal fund. So the fund isn't hurting, but I think the reason that we did this was to continue to build that fund up to cover some of those commercial expenses that we know are coming in the next few years.
Yeah, the fund is sitting currently at $68,000. So, and the inheritance fund has gotten picked on a little bit this year. I think it'd be probably a good idea to continue to move some over, but maybe not all of it, maybe half of it, $75,000. That would bring us up to 135.
Right.
And then we can budget, look at the forecast and budget into it.
I would be fine with that, because I agree, the inheritance fund, we've kind of ping lately.
I would make that a motion. Mary, we do not need that by res. Do we need that by, that was part of the budget.
That's part of the budget. It could be a journal entry or, so we could approve it to be a journal entry.
We have journal entries to do yet, right? Can we have that on here? Can we not add that?
We
to
don't
that?
have this on here,
We can add it to it.
but we can add to it, yes.
All right, so let's move on to discuss and act June journal entries. We've got 5 of them, and we would like to add a 6th, moving 75,000 from inheritance to reappraisal.
And we do have the 2913 on there, right? I cannot remember that one.
Yes.
2914 it was.
We need to move the money from 29. Right?
Yeah, I'm glad Kurt's not in here. I coded a claim out of his budget, not my own. Sorry about that. And then Taylor Kemper, she was getting payroll out of the juvenile diversion, but I believe Just Grants told her she can't get paid out of the juvenile diversion. It has to be paid out of the adult diversion.
So the one that we are not sure of is the, we're just the 911.
2913, Mary, we need to move that 36,347.41 over.
We did that in the claims.
That was in the claim.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so that's covered.
That is covered.
And so then we just need to add the 75,000 from inheritance to reappraisal. From 2,700 fund to 1,100 fund, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then that should complete our list.
Yes.
there's no other questions on that, I'd make that a motion.
I'll second that.
Before we complete that, the transfer number 3, the inheritance to aging, 80,000.
That's our
We did that.
That's a monthly or quarterly
Okay,
thing.
all right, perfect. All right, we have a motion and a second on journal entries, including the reappraisal transfer. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Obermeyer,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
and Groves.
Yes. All right, discuss and act on principal and interest payment in the amount of $843,572.50 due on July 1, 2026 from the highway allocation bond. Megan pays this via ACH, and so in order to do that, she has to have authorization from this board.
So does this technically hit this year's budget or next?
This will be next year, because July 1. We approve it today, but she will not expend it until July 1. We did get in a pickle once with that, but yes.
Move to approve principal and interest payment in the amount of $843,572.50 for the highway allocation bond.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Bowman,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Obermeyer,
Yes.
and Groves.
Yes. All right, discuss and act on emergency management interlocal agreement with Fillmore County. So this is for the agreement to share Jean as the emergency manager for both Fillmore and York County. Brandy and I worked with the representatives from Fillmore County, discussed different language, came up with what we feel is a good agreement. Chris and Gary reviewed it, felt it was worded the way that they would like it to be worded. Fillmore County did review it at their last meeting. They agreed that it was a good agreement. There were a few verbiage changes. We did call out specific coding numbers for like sharing of the salary, health and accident, retirement contribution, etc. They wondered if we could strike those function numbers out of there, just in case numbers didn't jive between the two counties, which that's fine. And then the other thing, we had just put in here commissioners, but they are supervisors down there. So when calling out Fillmore County Board, they just wanted it to be state supervisors. So those were the only two changes that they saw needed to be made. I did talk to the chair down there this morning, and they were planning to have it on their agenda today as well to approve.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they were acting on it, I believe, today, so. I think so far so good. Everything's went well with the interlocal agreement that we've already had with them, to get us to this point. And I think there'll be some learning, and Jean is a little bit nervous, about safeguarding two counties plus the role that she does. She was on the fire up at Crawford for a week and a half as a state representative, because she serves on that also. So, but seems to be very knowledgeable, and she communicates well, and so I think it'd be a great way for us to share. We changed our idea. I had the idea that we could go on our own, but you find the right person, I guess you just go with it.
Sure.
And we'll see. We do know that we need to find some help here, just a very limited role. And we'll be looking for that over the next budget year to try to accomplish that. So I think they're gonna do the same down in Fillmore County. I would move for approval of the interlocal agreement between York and Fillmore County on emergency management services.
Thank you.
Second.
Perfect. Other discussion? Mary, roll call please.
Obermeyer,
Yes.
Burgess,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Robertson,
That's a good one.
yes, Gross.
Yes. All right, key reports were presented, and so that takes us to committee reports. Deb, would you like to start us off?
Well, I haven't been to any committee meetings in the last 2 weeks, but last time I didn't have my documents with me, and the guys this morning alluded to this new facility that's opening in Lincoln. They said in August, the last meeting I was at, they said July 15th, so, you know, a new building has a moving target, and it's gonna be available, but sometime soon, there will be, apparently, not apparently, but a very good new service available to families with crisis with their family members. So when the final day is here, I will let you know, so we can maybe have representatives at the opening. It sounds like a great service. And I went to Gresham, their village board meeting this last month. It was a night Lori was going, and at her meeting that I was at, she had asked if anyone wanted to travel with her there, so I thought I promised I would come back, so that was an opportunity. So just good to have a presence there. You know, I just shared that we were in the process that we're on right now with the assessor's office. So that's what I have for this month, for this meeting.
Yep.
After our last county board meeting, there was a Four Corners Health Department meeting here in York. Building's still kind of new, but shout out that building, it's pretty nice. So, you know, talked financials, of course, and had the audit, so that's always exciting. But we had, as a sort of a general outlook, I guess, the state didn't decrease funding, so that's kind of good news. And from the federal side of grants and things, they actually got more of the awards that they kind of weren't necessarily expecting or planning for. So they'll be able to possibly expand some programs and things rather than, you know, shrink over these next couple of years. So, what else? Insurance, you know, talked about reaching out to insurance companies a little earlier to get more bids and things. Oh yeah, I talked about this briefly last time, but the state is no longer going to be inspecting public pools. So the Four Corners area has like 30 something, and most of them are in York County, at the different hotels and stuff, a lot of them. So Four Corners will be taking up that burden because no one else wants to. And they have someone who is willing to do it. So as soon as there's like a recommendation from, once it's handed off, start getting that done and see how many they can get done at the like end of the summer, because it's kind of been pushed. Which is not good, but anyway, that has to be done once a year. And there'll be a couple public hearings coming forward for that, to adopt regulations on that, and then for some budget things for Four Corners. So pay attention if you want to go to one of those public hearings. They will be coming up in July or August. And then there's some more rural health transformation stuff happening. And then I had Blue Valley this last week. That is community action. Sherry covered it pretty well, sort of like what they've been doing. They were talking more about, you know, moving around different buildings in some of the other communities, but not in York County this time around. So, yeah, she did a pretty good job of covering what they've been doing and such. And I'd said some of those things before. And then I have Southeast Nebraska Development District on Thursday this week, so I'll be reporting back on that next time around.
Perfect. And
lots of roads and lots of weeds discussions last week. With the rain, as Greg mentioned, it shows all of our weaknesses in our county roads. So had a busy week last week of fielding phone calls and talking back and forth with Greg and Ashley, and then throw more stuff on top of it, the bridge that we had to take out of commission last week. So fortunately, had a really good week last week in roads and got a lot of those issues remedied or wheels in motion to make sure they were by the end of this week. So I do believe the guys put in some extra hours, some longer days to try to accomplish some of those things. So got a lot of material out on the roads, so that was nice.
Andy, can I give a commendation? I had a constituent reach out to me about her road, and I didn't know, so I forwarded it to both. Right. And within minutes, Ashley said she'd reach out to that person and see what they could do, so I was pleased with the quick response to her.
I guess one more thing I'd point out with the roads department is we're working diligently on trees when we can. Every year we find new site issues created on corners coming out of driveways. Trying to get those taken care of as timely as possible as well. So on the weed side, working on, actually going to meet this afternoon, working on some budgetary stuff. Also need to do that with veterans as well. Then this next week, now that we got some rain again, so busy.
Keep us going.
That's all I got.
Okay. Randy?
Visitors was here. So that was our main talking point over the last couple meetings. We do have the coming forward next Friday night is the firework drone show that York is hosting this year. I need to reach out to Alex a little bit too. We have a lot of expense into this firework and drone show, and I hope that the promotions are going out. I haven't seen any myself
One or
socially yet,
two on
but my
Facebook maybe or
I'll
something.
be looking at this very same day. As that, there is our westbound rest area on the interstate here is a dedication of that sculpture that was built 50 years ago. But we found out at our meeting that the state wants to restrict us to like 25 visitors for this rededication. I don't know how they're gonna stop people from going into a rest area, but I guess they didn't want the whole town of York showing up to the rest area, and then travelers couldn't use the rest area on July 3rd. So I'm not sure how they're gonna accomplish it, but that's pretty exciting that is being rededicated and bringing some people out to talk.
There's additional information available at the library. Apparently, there's a display of some sort about the sculpture and different things, so.
Somebody from the state arts is
Yeah.
gonna be there and different things like that. So, if anybody's interested, reach out. I don't know how they're gonna stop us.
Right, yeah.
You know, if somebody wants to go there, it's not really easy to walk to.
Right.
You know, you're gonna have to go up to Waco and turn around. So, those are the two exciting things that are going on with visitors. The NACO LB 663 is wrapping up. We had our last meeting, virtual meeting last week. We actually meet in person in Ogallala this week, Thursday, to finalize the final draft and get those out. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but there has been a couple counties doing the moratoriums on stuff. It seems to me they're pushing maybe the panic button a little bit. Seward County was actually going to talk about it today. Gage County and Lincoln County did it over their last couple meetings. You know, my understanding of all of our zoning, and as we go and finish up, you know, our zoning, that if it's not listed, it's not permissible. So it has to go under a conditional use permit. And just because LB 663 doesn't mean a conditional use permit just gets funneled through. It still has to go through the process, and you can still say no to a conditional use permit. I mean, so I'm not 100% sure why everybody is pushing that. And I haven't really got a good answer on that, but that finishes up this next week, and then that law becomes law July 18th of this year. And undoubtedly, I think we found out that through our NACO meeting, when Senator Storer introduced it, I think we'll see some changes next year. I mean, she intended it for being livestock only. It got written a different way, and so I think we'll see some additional changes. Budgets. You know, we finished up the 25-26, 26-27 is going. Everybody's turning in stuff. It'll be an interesting year. So if anybody has any questions about this that you want to get a hold of myself or Daniel or something, you know, as we were walking this morning, I was telling Tammy that there's only 5 more of these days left in me, and that's the end of a budget year. So, and to me, it wouldn't be fair to York County if I just, you know, walked away from the budget and expected somebody to pick it up in a year's time. And I think Daniel could agree to that statement. So somebody in here, you know, sooner or later, is going to have to start. We got to figure out how we get more involved, even though the meetings, we can only have 2 of us there. If not, we have to post them all. So if there's interest from the board starting to learn more about, you know, all this fun stuff, which we should, you know, reach out to me and Daniel, and we'll see as we go along. This year will be really interesting. We cleared up one account today, but we found out through emails, we asked the county court to send out, and what would it take for us to be current? And it looks like we'll start the year out about 150,000 in the hole on the county court, because we're almost current up there, which is nice. But we also have had the last 3 months of allowing the public defender to stay just on the cases. So we know we have all those in that mix coming forward too. So that will be a real interesting one to budget for this next year. Budget. Summertime fun, right,
Yeah,
Daniel?
it is.
Good thing it's been raining, so Daniel can't say, hey, I'm irrigating. But it rained.
That's right. Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's a lot, but it's all I got.
Yeah, just to piggyback on the budget, discussions there, we've gotten budgets turned in. We asked that they be turned in by next week from each department. We've had discussions with a number of departments. We will continue to have those discussions. As the budget committee, we will compile that to see what the overall request looks like, and then get that in front of the board. We've been talking a little bit about how to do the budget hearings then, or the budget workshops in the August timeframe. In the past, we've taken a regular meeting, just kind of went page by page through the budget, and I think we'll probably end up doing that again. However, there's been some talk about asking each of the officials or department heads that control those budgets to come before us and share their request in a public meeting to this board, and share their reasoning and justification for why they feel they need what they need. I don't know, as we get closer to August, we can kind of talk amongst the board as far as when we want to have those here workshops. We want to just have them in a normal Tuesday morning meeting, or if we want to try and have some of those in the evening to give some public exposure to some of that process. So just kind of be thinking about that, and then we'll set those dates here in the next couple meetings that we have. Roads, calls and discussions, and just working through that EM agreement. And I think that pretty much is what I've been keeping busy with in the last few weeks. Anything else from anybody? Unless I missed something, I think we've knocked everything off of our agenda. Unless there's opposition, we're gonna stand adjourned.